Okay. 4.3, average daily balance method.
Wasn't that what yesterday was about? No.
Okay, good point. So we've been talking about finance charges on credit cards. What is a finance charge on a credit card?
Interest we pay.
Interest we pay, okay? So yesterday we covered the first two methods to calculate interest. They were what? Previous balance method and what was the second one? Adjusted balance method, okay? So this is the third type, and it warrants an entire unit, so that kind of tells you something. It's a little harder, right? It's a little more tedious. But this is what most credit card companies use, is the average daily balance method. So it's important that we know how to do it. So the average daily balance method is the most commonly used for calculating the finance charge on a credit card. When this method is used, the periodic rate, and what's the periodic rate? As opposed to the APR.
Within time. APR is annual.
APR is annual, periodic is within the specific time. So if it's a periodic rate of daily, we divide the APR by. Good. And if it's the periodic date of, if it's the monthly periodic date, we divide the APR by. Good. Okay. So this carries over to today. I want to make sure you got it. All right. So turn to page 144. These three equations are the most important. And then there's three more equations on 145.
Whoa.
I know.
This is all on a note card for the final test. I'm gonna need a whole notebook page.
Okay, all right. So, let's see here. Let's write some of these down. So, we have to start with daily balance. Whoops. Daily balance equals beginning balance. Oh, this is including new purchases, and then we're going to do excluding new purchases. Okay, so this is daily balance with new purchases. Okay, and that equals beginning balance. Oops. Beginning balance minus payments plus credits plus purchases and fees. Okay? So then average daily balance equals the sum of all the daily balances divided by the number of days in a billing cycle. So that's probably going to be what two numbers? Either 30 or 31, okay? Depending on what month it is, either 30 or 31. You get billed for a credit card every single month. So it's going to be the sum of all of them together divided by the number of days. That will give you the average daily balance. So the balance on your credit card changes every day, right? Depending on how much money you spend and depending on the payments that you put into it. So we need to find the average balance, okay? And then we can find out our new balance. So our new balance, this is what we did yesterday. So new balance equals the previous balance carried over plus the finance charge, purchases, fees, minus all of our payments, then minus any credits we had. Okay, so yesterday when we were talking about the first two kinds of methods, it really just changes how we calculate the finance charge, right? So when we calculate our finance charge, it's I equals PRT, right? But what's the P going to be? What's the principal going to be?
The previous balance?
No, the average daily balance. Yes. So we have to calculate this so that we can then calculate our finance charge. Remember, yesterday, we had to calculate our previous balance or our adjusted balance to then calculate the finance charge. So this is how you calculate the finance charge. Maybe you want that in your notes. Used for finance charge. Okay. You have to show your work on these. There is no way you can calculate it without. Like, impossible. I promise. I promise you cannot do this without showing your work. Look at this tan box right here. This is an example problem. This is the example problem. This is not a chart that you're using for anything else, okay? This is the example problem. So you have to chart out the dates that it happened, the transactions that happened, the balance at the end of the day, and the number of days that carried that balance. Okay, and then we sum it all together. You have to show your work. There's no way to not. What?
This is unnecessary.
Okay, now they do it a little bit more complicated than I do it, but it's still pretty tricky. So we're going to set this up in a chart like they have. Okay, so we're going to have dates. We're going to have transactions. We're going to have balance. Days. And we're going to have sum. These are tricky, and they're very annoying to solve. I don't know. They're kind of like accounting. It's kind of like a puzzle. Do credit card companies solve it like this? No, they have a computer, right? But it's important to understand how your interest is being charged on your credit card, and this is the most popular way that they're charging it, so let's make sure we understand it. Okay, so let's do A. Let's look at A. I'm going to read the whole problem, then we're going to solve it. It says, Jade's credit card statement for August showed these items. On 8/1, there was a previous balance of $108.15. Then on 8/5, there was a purchase of $56.89. Then on 8/10, there was a purchase of $61.88. 8/14, there was a purchase of $190.23. 8/25, a payment of $150. And then her credit card company uses a 1.6% monthly periodic rate. So do we have to divide that out? No, it's already done for us. That's not the APR, that's the monthly rate. And uses the average daily balance method, including new purchases. So this is including new purchases. What is her finance charge and new balance? So we're just going to start with the first date and work our way down. So what's the very first date they gave us? 8/1. Okay. What happened on 8/1? Was there a transaction? No. What was the balance on 8/1? 108.15. Okay. This is a little weird, but we have to skip down to the next date. So what's our next date? 8/5. Okay, stop there. So if the next transaction happened on 8/5, how many days was this our balance before anything else happened? 8/1, 8/2, 8/3, and 8/4. 4 days. Okay? So 4 days we have here. Right? It was on 8/1, 8/2, 8/3, and 8/4. 4 days, and then it changed. So on 8/5, what happened?
We spent $50.26.
Okay, so $56.89. Is that going to be added or taken away to our balance? Added. It's a credit card, right? So added. What's our new balance then?
Calculator wizard over here.
Kevin, what is it? 160 something.
165.04.
Okay, so that's our new balance. Okay, so then what's our next thing that happened? 8/10, right? So let's stop and go back up. So if something happened on 8/5 and then nothing happened till 8/10, how many days was this our balance? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 days. Okay. Okay, what happened on 8/10? A new purchase? $61.88. Are we gonna add that or take it away?
Add.
Add it, so what's our new balance?
226.92.
Okay? Okay, so we're kind of leapfrogging, so when was our next date? 8/14. So how many days did it carry the 226.92? 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 4 days. Okay? On 8/14, we had a purchase of 190.23. We're going to add that in. It was a purchase. What's our new balance?
417.15.
Okay? And then our next thing that happened was 8/25. So let's fill in our number of days. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 11 days. Okay? Okay, on the 25th, we had a payment of 150, so that's going to be subtracted. Good, 150.
Trick us up in there. Oh, yeah, how?
267.15.
267?
Wizard.
Is that it? No, I mean, you could be right. I don't know. That seems too low. 267?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to confer.
Sorry, Haley. I thought it'd be in the 300 still, but
Ford didn't
I just wasn't thinking right. You're right, you're right.
Whatever.
Okay? Did anything else happen?
No.
Nothing else happened, okay? So this is going to be from 8/25 to what?
30, the end of the month.
The end of the month. So how many days is that? How many days are in August? 31. I know, right? Do the knuckle trick. There's 31. So
Woo.
from 25 to 31, how many days is that?
6.
6, okay? Okay, this is how we're going to check our work. What should this equal right here?
31.
31, does it?
Maybe. No.
30.
It equals 30?
Equals 30.
Where are we missing a day? This is why we haven't done the sum yet, because we miss them sometimes. Let's see.
Heck, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So that's 4 days. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 days. 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 days. Are we just missing a day on the last one? 20,
Wouldn't the last
25,
one be
26,
7
27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
days? Okay.
7.
Shoot.
Man.
Last one's supposed to be 7 days.
So this is supposed to be 7.
Makes
Eight,
sense.
now we get to 31.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're not done yet. What we have to do now is we have to take and equal these all out, okay, by taking our balance times the number of days. It's tedious. I'm telling you, there's no way you could not show your work. Like, impossible.
Your bear be like.
Okay, so here, I'm going to calculate them out for you. You're going to do the next one. 108.
Oh, shoot.
I would appreciate some, like, double checking, though, because sometimes
She has to have control.
the pressure of being watched while you do it, I just feel like I mess up sometimes.
That's right, that's right.
Happens.
Calculator wizard over here knows everything.
You do.
Kevin, you got an U or something?
No, I got you though.
Okay.
So,
Why? I didn't say you.
yeah.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous of that kiss at the end of the
Okay,
Done.
logically speaking, about what should our average be? Where did we spend the most amount of time during the month? Like, how much was our balance during the most amount of time?
190.23.
These are all of our balances right here.
8/14 to 8/25.
So it'll be 417.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, yes.
Oh.
It should be around $400 because we spent 11 days in that amount. So we spent more days in that amount than anything else, so it should be around there, but let's see. So going back to our equation, we have to do the sum of the daily balances. So these are the daily balances. We have to sum it all down and then divide by 31. I know, it's tedious for sure.
Do we divide
have to
by
add all of
31?
them?
We have to add it all
I
up.
think I can do this on my calculator.
You think?
I mean, it's a little
Tell me,
tricky.
what's the order of operations you would have to do to solve this all in your calculator?
Yeah,
Just remember.
How many,
We built this, remember?
how many
We built
different
it.
parentheses would you have?
Man.
It's gotta be built different.
I think I should do this without a strong word.
Yeah, I lived it for us to go once.
Okay, is that what you guys get? Anyone else? Okay. So we're gonna take,
Oh,
no?
Yeah, that's what
I
I
got
meant.
it out.
course
It's
Hollywood
really
has
close.
Okay. So we're gonna divide that by 31 and to get the average daily balance of 278.19.
That's exactly what I got. Would it be
Oh
20?
my gosh,
Kyle?
Kyle.
What's that?
Would it be 20? Oh, you're so cool.
Oh, you're right. It'd be 20. I need to round. You're right.
Really, Nathan? You have to round, so it's 20.
Good.
You're a wizard, Tyler.
Okay, are we done yet?
No.
No.
Probably not.
No, because it's asking us, it's saying what is the finance charge and what is the new balance. So, finance charge is going to be I equals PRT, right? So, what is my P? 278.20. Okay, this is my principal. What's my rate?
I don't know.
30, oh, no, I don't know.
Look in the problem.
It was a 1.6%.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
0.
Okay, and what is my time? Okay, do not be confused from yesterday. Remember that yesterday we were given the APR. Today we're given the monthly periodic rate.
Right,
Sorry,
so
what are
we
we
just
doing?
multiply that.
By how many months?
1 over 12, right?
Just one. Just 1 month.
So 1?
1 month. Okay? This is they already did this divided by 12. They did that for us. It's just 1 month. Okay? 1 month. That's the amount of time. So our amount of time is just 1 month. So 276 or 278.20 times 0.016. Okay? This is our interest. Are we done?
Yes.
No.
Probably not.
No. Okay?
You gotta add it in.
Our last equation now is new balance equals previous balance. So what was our previous balance? Our first balance.
108.15. What?
Oh, actually,
Or what if you-
here's our shortcut.
Oh, no.
Yay, we have a shortcut. I forget. Okay, here's our shortcut. We already did all of the fees and all the purchases and all of the payments. That's what we did here, this giant equation, right? So this number right here,
Is your new balance?
almost.
It's the previous.
This is the new balance, except for we have to add in the
Finance.
finance charge. Good. So 267.15 plus 445. Do you understand why I did that? Why you can do the shortcut? Because we already added in, here's all of our purchases and all of our payments are right there. So we did all of the work. We just needed to know what our finance charge was. That's why we have to do all of the equaling and all of the averaging.
It's too aggressive.
Okay.
Ultimately, like the last
That's the
number,
final answer.
like that's.
This is the final answer. These are the two answers you're looking for.
That was a lot of work.
Dang,
I'm
all
sure.
numbers, just those numbers?
I know.
Oh, I love that. That was so fun.
Okay, it is kind of like a puzzle. It kind of reminds me of accounting. I don't know why. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go.
Oh.
B.
Again.
Yeah.
B. So let's start our, let's do our headings. Okay, so we have date, transaction, so what happened. Then we have our balance, days, sum.
There's so many.
Don't worry, when you exclude new purchases, it's way easier. I promise. Well, it's shorter. Not really easier, but it's shorter. Okay. All right, so here we go. Gloria, for January, listed these items. 1-1. Previous balance, so no transaction. Previous balance of 89.27. Okay? The next thing that happened was on 1-5. So how many days was this our balance? 4. Okay? Then on 1-5, we had a purchase, so that's going to be added in, of 159.34. So what's my new balance?
I don't know if it's right, but 248.61. I don't trust myself.
No, you got it. You got it. I trust you. I trust you. Explicitly. All right. The next thing that happened was on 1-9. So how many days was it 248.61? 4. Okay. On 1-9, we had another purchase of 108.45. So that brings our balance to 317.06.
Wow, math wizard.
What?
No?
357.
Dang it. 357 what?
06.
You got the
I said it with
06 right.
confidence, so you believed me.
That's right.
Dang it. Oh yeah, I have the 4. Yes, okay. 6 carry the 1. Right. Okay. So the next thing that happened was on 124. So we got a long span here. How many days was it between 1-9 and 124?
Quite a few.
Huh?
Quite a few.
15?
Yep.
Are we sure? Okay. All right.
The math wizard said so.
I just count on my fingers, so I'm going to trust you guys, and we'll see at the end. All right. On 124, we had a payment, so we're going to subtract that out of 150. 207.06. That one's right.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Are you
I am
sure?
positive. Okay, and then did anything else happen? Yes. On 128. So between 124 and 128, how many days is that? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay. On 128, we had a fee of 25. Is that going to be added or taken away?
You can,
Added.
Added. It's a fee.
these are added.
Okay. Fees are added.
Payments and credits are subtracted.
25. Okay.
I can ask you, Kevin.
It's just like, you know, because he sounded so uneducated.
I am not, sorry.
232.06.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Did anything else happen for the month?
Stand up,
No. So how many days did that carry? How many days are in January? 31. Good. So from 20, 28, 29, 30, 31. 4 days. So we should have a total of how many days? 31. Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we got to multiply this all out.
Oh, my job is called.
Yeah.
For what?
Fair enough.
I don't know how to come up.
They were you saying something?
No, I wasn't. I was just,
I wasn't listening.
You sound like that, but are you okay? Everything okay?
Oh.
I'm getting deflected.
I guess you have it.
No, 2 nights ago.
Still. About 3 nights. Same with yours.
Nate neglects his dad. Not the other way.
Pretty much. You. Oh my god. Oh dear.
What? Is that necessary?
I had to clear my throat. I'm sorry, Corey.
Did I get the same number as anyone else? Okay, good. Good, good. All right, so now we take and find the average. So 846390 divided by 31. 273 and 3 cents. Okay. What do we do with this number now?
Plug it in,
Huh?
plug it in,
To what?
something.
For the finance charge.
For the finance charge.
Multiply by the.
Yes. Okay, for the finance charge, this is our principal. So I equals PRT. P being the 273.03. R being,
0.000575.
oh, it's a daily periodic rate. Okay. Of 0.000575. And that's per day.
Times 365.
Nope, it's not for a whole year. 31. Good. Times 31.
Mathematician.
$4.87.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're not done yet.
I have to
You
add it
gotta
to
go back up.
3206.
Good, good. So 232.06 plus the finance charge of 487. Okay.
My goodness.
I know. Okay,
And there's
So-
more.
And then.
that was including purchases.
Let's
Okay.
just do that.
Our next one is not including new purchases, but it's actually faster because if we did not include new purchases, we wouldn't do this transaction, we wouldn't do this one, and I guess we would still do these two, but we wouldn't have to do those two. And like up here, we wouldn't have done hardly any of those. So you'll see, it's actually a lot faster. Same process though. So let's go ahead and look at C.
Do we need to write these down now?
Yes.
They're the same equations.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at C. Let's skip all the way down. We're gonna have date,
We got caught.
transaction, balance, days, and sum. Okay. So C says, in January, Lincoln Hertz credit card statement had a beginning balance. So what date is that?
Where was it first?
1/1, right? Had a beginning balance, so no transaction of $498.67. And he made a payment. So notice there's no purchases. They only care about the payment. So they made a payment on the 25th. Made a payment of $200. So that brings our balance to $298.67. So how many days? 24. And that was it. No other transaction.
Whoa.
So how many days did it carry that balance? We need a total of 31. 7.
Don't yell.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yep. Okay, and that's it. So then we multiply it out.
What is shooting me?
Okay. Hey.
Okay. So this one's only asking for finance charge. They don't care about the ending balance apparently. D will, so when we do D, we'll count the ending balance.
298.
So we're gonna find out the average. Oh, sorry. So what is this? Is that what you were telling me? The total? Maybe
Yeah,
not.
the second one is what we use, right? Is what I meant, the second balance, or no?
For the total balance, you'll see in D. Hold on. Okay, so let me keep going on this. 15. Did you get that, Bailey? Okay. Okay, so we still have to divide it out. So we get an average daily balance of 453.51, and we use that number for
No, that's what we-
the finance charge. Okay? So I equals PRT, 453.51. What is the R?
1.5.
1.5,
So
0.015. And that is the monthly periodic rate. So how many months do we have?
1.
1. 1 month. So $6.80. That's all it's asking for is the finance charge.
That's it. We don't have to add it to the.
No, not in that one, because all it asked for was the finance charge. D, yes, we will. Okay, so let's do D. Let's set it up. Date, transaction, balance, days, sum. All right. Jorge has a credit card, and the beginning balance on 3/1
It's like March 1st.
was $221.48.
Oh, you really did some great math there.
Thanks.
Okay, he made a payment on 3/15. So how many days was the balance? 221. 14 days. Okay.
That's 150.
He made a payment of, yes, 150. So then the balance was 71.48.
I concur.
I concur as well.
Okay, was there anything else that happened during the month? It says that there were purchases, but do we care about those?
No.
No, this is excluding new purchases.
So no.
So we don't care about those until we try to find our balance. Okay? All right, so then how many days was our balance 71.48?
How many days are in March?
How many days are in March? January, February, March 31.
How do you, what is that?
Oh, the knuckle trick. So if it hits on top of a knuckle, it's 31, and if it hits in
So
between,
January.
It'd be 17.
January, February, March is on top.
February's tricky.
Yeah.
It's got 20,
So there-
sometimes 29.
31, because it's on top of a
There's no
knuckle.
count.
How many knuckles do you have?
There's no count.
Well-
January,
There's no pause for
February,
that one.
March.
Okay.
Or is it Jan,
January, and then in between,
January, February?
February. March is on, you're on top of a knuckle.
Yeah.
You're
that's
touching your
31
knuckle,
though.
so it's 31.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so then how many, is that 16 then? No,
Yeah,
17?
It's 16.
I don't know.
17.
17.
17.
Actually,
Okay,
It's like observing sometimes.
it's actually
31.
17. Yeah, I forgot to add.
okay, we're almost done, almost done.
But we gotta do assignment though.
Yeah, I know, but you're almost done listening to me, I promise.
I think this is good. I think.
Got a little practice.
Yeah, I think this is good.
More than enough.
This is usually what people do worst on the quiz, so I wanted to make sure that you understood it, okay?
Oh, I understand.
Okay,
Kyle, you're getting.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a
Hey,
little.
don't yell at my boy Kyle like that.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so then what do we do with these numbers? What do we do with these two numbers? Divide them out, right? So we get an average of 139.22, and that becomes our, nope,
Average.
our average daily balance, so that becomes our principal in I equals PRT, okay? So I equals P, 139.22, R of,
0575.
no, what is it?
0.000.
Yes, 0.000575,
Correct.
and that's number of days, so how many days?
31.
31.
This is tough.
It's just a lot of steps,
Yeah, it's not tough.
and you can't skip the steps or you're totally wrong. 248.
I concur.
Okay, but we're not done. This one is asking for the new balance.
7148.
He wasn't gonna do it.
No.
What?
So you could do that, but I think it's just easier on this one to start from the beginning. So what was our beginning balance?
22148.
221.48 plus purchases.
I thought we didn't.
We still care about the purchases. We just didn't have to pay interest on them.
10845?
Is that what, yep, no,
I don't know, another 146.
183.46.
So yeah.
Yep, so we add our purchases. Oops. We would add any fees, but we don't have any fees. So we take away our payment. What is happening?
Morgan, you're fine.
I know, right? Okay, and we add our finance charge to 48. So this is our finance charge, our new balance. Okay, 257.42. I guess what you could do is come up to the 71.48, but you better add in those new purchases and the finance charge. So we still care about the new purchases. They don't just go away, but we don't have to pay interest on them. So between these two methods, when are you going to pay higher interest? The first one or the second one? The first one, because we're including the new purchases, whereas the second one is not. Okay? Questions on this? The math is not hard, but it's very tedious. Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle. Okay, let's do 5 through 10.
I like that. That's doable.
Show your work, and don't just jot down random numbers.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Wow.
Listen to me real quick. When I say show your work on the quiz, I'm not asking you to, I've seen this before, where like the problem is here, and there's like a number here, and a number here, and a number here, and a number. No, show your work, and show it in the date and total table format. Because if you don't, and you get the answer wrong, you don't get even partial credit. That showing your work is not just putting random numbers anywhere. Showing your work is showing a methodical, well thought out plan, and then you got the answer wrong.
Yeah, so.
Okay, it happens. Calculator errors happen.
Show my work.
Show your work. Okay. Okay,
Or-
5 through 10 all. Hold on just a second. I have to stop this recording.
Whatever